Kirrah Amosa is here with us just now. How are you doing?
I'm good. I am a little freezing, but we're good. We're healthy. We're safe. Thanks, Toby.
Yeah. Well, it's summer here in the UK, so I guess
Ugh,
we're at opposite ends of the world in terms of weather.
yes. Yeah, lucky you guys.
Yeah. Although, to be honest, we don't get much of a summer. Our summer is probably the same as your winter.
Oh, oh, wow. Actually, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Is it freezing where you are as well?
Well, it's 20 degrees in this room, but I'll just check
Ooh.
the weather for like where I actually am. 15 degrees today on average, I think.
Ooh, that, wow, that's toasty.
Is it? Toasty for here, yeah. So, you've got a new song called Don't Want to Start Again. So, can you just kind of describe the basic idea of that song for us?
Yeah, I wrote this song in the thick of lockdown
Yeah.
from my parents' basement. I just come home from LA,
Mm.
had to leave everything behind that I was working on. I was finally making progress over there, and obviously it all just disappeared
Yeah.
when the world shut down. So yes, moved back to a very cold Canberra winter
Mm.
to live in my parents' basement with no money and
Yeah.
no gigs and no motivation to do anything.
Yeah.
And I tried writing and I just couldn't. And I
Mm.
tried getting out of bed and I just couldn't. But yeah, eventually one day this song just
Mm.
happened really quickly, completed in its entirety.
Yeah.
And I've tried going back to see if I can fix it or change it, but I don't think, I guess it is what it is. And
Yeah.
we captured what I needed to in the moment. So yeah,
Yeah.
here we are.
Yeah. You don't want to start writing it again. Yeah.
That's yes, that was the theme. I
Mm.
don't want to start this song again. Yeah.
Yes. And does it have a particular lyrical message to it?
Um, I guess in essence, it meant starting again from everything. I
Yeah.
felt like I'd lost a lot of my purpose during that time. So
Yeah.
starting again, looking for work,
Mm.
starting again with my music, my solo music endeavors, starting again with my relationship that was falling apart at the time.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it encompasses all of that.
Yeah.
But it is written about a breakup that I was going through at the time.
Mm.
Well, at the same time. So
Yeah. And the sort of musical style of it, I'd say it's quite summery and a little bit tropical. Would you agree with that?
I am so glad you said
Ah.
that. My sound my sound that I've been really trying to discover is yes, like an R&B, island R&B.
Mm.
So I'm so glad you said that because that's right on hit the nail on the head.
Aha. Well, I guess I'm proud of myself now.
Me too.
Yeah.
Thanks, Toby.
And releasing this around what is your winter time, I guess that's interesting. Is it because it's summer in the northern hemisphere and in America and the UK, or is it just sort of a coincidence that it's winter for you now?
It is a coincidence that
Mm.
I wrote it almost exactly a year ago
Yeah.
from this period of time. I'm actually back in lockdown
Oh.
and my work's been put on hold again.
Yeah.
It is a funny cycle of things that
Mm.
has come to fruition. But yeah, I'm hoping that it's relevant to whoever hears it, no matter how warm or cold they are right now.
Yeah. And how long did the song take you to write then?
About 2 hours.
Mm. Yeah.
2 hours to write and produce and record.
Yeah.
Like it was all just happened. I don't ever do complete songs that quickly. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So going right back to the start of your musical life, how did you first kind of get interested in music in the first place?
Yep. So my dad is a singer,
Ooh.
and I grew up listening to him and his brother practicing for gigs in the kitchen. And as a 5-year-old, I would walk
Yeah.
past and kind of try and add my third harmony on the sly, and then keep going. And
Yeah.
when I was 7, I was singing. By the time I was 7, I was singing with them,
Mm.
which as an adult, I realized that is so young. But yeah, I think all my life it's been very normal to
Mm.
sing at church, sing at home, in the shops. my mum, I got, I think I get my singing experience from dad, but I get my confidence from my mum. So yeah, it's been a part of my life forever.
Yeah, I guess for a lot of people, they started when they were a young age, and I suppose just absorb it, and that's a very natural way to get into it, I suppose.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think you're a product of your environment,
Yeah.
and that's definitely what I am.
Yeah. So then, what was the first song or album that you ever released?
We released, by we, I mean me and my management team, we released an EP in 2018. Yes, it's 2018. Before that, I'd always wanted to release music, but I didn't think I was good enough.
Yeah.
And one day I just kind of thought, it's better to wonder. I think it's better to regret something you've done rather than something you haven't done.
Yes.
So I just thought, why not? If no one hears it, that's no skin off my back.
Yeah, and I think Albert Einstein agrees with that, so it must be true.
Yeah, yes, my two geniuses really thinking alike over here.
Yeah. And I guess the thing that, it takes a bit of time to be confident, I guess because you'd always done music and it's just a part of your life, does it feel weird to actually go ahead and do it professionally, I suppose?
Yeah, I've always been a professional performer, like live performer, but releasing music that you've written and words that you've curated yourself is really, it's a whole different version of daunting to me.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're not able to hide behind someone else's words or someone else's feelings, and it's all you. And whatever you say, if you say it correctly, people can really have a window into your head.
Yeah.
And if they don't like your music, you can take it. It feels really personal, like they don't like you as a person. And so, yeah, it's really terrifying for me sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess it must be really hard when people do that and don't necessarily think your music is their type, I suppose.
Yes. And honestly, it wasn't until my last two singles that I've started to really connect with myself, which then is translating to connecting to so many other listeners.
Yeah.
And people are really responding well. And so, it's just a huge, 15 years to become an overnight success kind of thing.
And I suppose the people that don't like it, most of the time, there's no point listening to them because they're a really small minority. And if you're pandering to people that don't like your music, they're probably still not going to like it, no matter how much you try.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Look, Beyonce has haters.
Yeah.
So you can't please everybody. And if you keep going through your life trying to please everybody, you'll just be tired forever.
Yeah, that's for sure. So how has the pandemic affected your music then? Because I take it you haven't really been able to perform live in front of big crowds, but I suppose the constant lockdowns give you a little bit of time because there's nothing else to do.
Yeah, well, over here in Australia, we're pretty lucky.
Yeah.
We've been open for a little while now, and I've been able to perform live gigs for at least 9 months. I've also been part of the cast of Hamilton that's been here in Sydney, which is sold out houses of 2,000 people 8 times a week.
Wow.
Which has been awesome for the last 3 months.
Yeah.
But in the last few days, everything has shut down because we've just got a bunch of new cases. So live performance is really, really suffering.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I guess Australia seem to be doing a better job at it than us because we don't go into a lockdown until it's too late and really necessary. Whereas you guys, I think, are a lot more conservative. And as soon as something's about to happen, it's like, right, we're getting this solved.
Yeah, I think we're also, because being right next to New Zealand really paved the way.
Yeah.
And we're also so isolated from people. It's really hard to, for people to penetrate our little island, our little world, which in our case now has really worked for us.
Yeah.
So, we got lucky. We have some leaders that kind of don't know what they're doing, but I think we just want freedom. We just want to see the sun, so if it takes wearing a thin piece of cloth over your mouth, if you go outside, then whatever.
It's interesting because the island excuse doesn't really work for us because, we could use that. But I suppose we've still got the border with Northern Ireland and Ireland, and then we've got a tunnel connecting us to Europe, so maybe that could be a good excuse for all the cases coming over. I don't know.
Yeah, you guys are right in the middle of it, I think.
Yeah.
So we've got oceans between us and the next people.
Yeah.
We got lucky.
And then because we had a variant started here, but it started in Kent, which is where you go to get to Europe. So I find that a bit suspicious. I think maybe it did come over from Europe, but I don't know.
Yeah, look, we don't have any tunnels connecting us to anywhere, so I think that's on our side.
Yeah, exactly. You could quite easily control planes coming in and, to an extent, boats, I suppose, but I don't know if one might creep up and you might not notice. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I suppose COVID is such a big issue, and it's been the big thing that everyone's been talking about this last year. So has it made its way into your musical lyrics in any way?
I guess, with this new single.
Yeah.
It was all really spearheaded by the pandemic and everything that I was feeling. It was the first time I felt anxiety and kind of the helplessness of mental health, and I've never really had that before. So my new sound is really affected by I think a ripple effect from the pandemic. But for me, it's helped me, and I think I'm able to connect with people so much more. And
to make this song, do you usually collaborate with people on your music? Because I guess in this year you would have had to do a lot of it online and stay in your houses.
Yeah. I've always got I'm always open to collabing. I think, creating with other people is such a blessing. And especially if you find the right person that you connect with just as humans, and then you're able to create something long lasting is cool. But I'm also, like I said, I'm quite protective of me and my sound at times. So it is hard to share and be vulnerable enough to open up your ideas to criticism along the way. But I've only ever made magic by doing it that way. So I would highly recommend it.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you collaborate, most of the time it just makes it better. I guess if you had 50 people on a song, it could sound a bit messy, but a nice number is nice.
Yeah, I agree.
And have you found that since the pandemic, a lot of people have just wanted to go out and experience the live music, no matter who they're seeing? So they might just go and see an indie artist if they wouldn't normally. Because I'm thinking maybe that's something that could have happened. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think this has been a blessing and a curse, obviously, but a lot of good things have come out of it, and people are really appreciating you when they do see you. Which and I'm really appreciating, like, the work that I used to do all day, every day was, that I've been doing it for years has been nothing. But even just being able to go out and do a covers gig for a long time was such a gift. And I really loved it, and I really looked forward to it, which was that's not how it was all the time. And
well, I guess it must be quite nervous going out to perform if you hadn't done it much in the last year, I suppose, getting back and can I still play the instruments and stuff?
Oh yeah. Oh, my fingers were aching trying to get back into playing the guitar again. But, we made it. We're here.
Yeah. So how would you describe your kind of overall sound to your music then?
Probably island R&B. That's the avenue that I want to go down. I'm Samoan, so really trying to incorporate my Polynesian and gospel roots in my sound. That's, like I said, quite honest and genuine to me. Plus, I really like listening to music along that style. It's very carefree and uplifting, which is what my people are. So island R&B. Is what I'm calling it.
Yeah, and it's great to sort of be proud of your roots, I suppose, and having music inspired by where you're from, it sort of sounds quite authentic in a way, I suppose.
Yeah, look, I hope so. Because it is real to me, so I hope people can see that. Hear that.
For sure. And do you have any particular highlights since you've been making music that stand out to you?
Do I have any highlights of my own music that I've created? Yes. My new catalogue that I've got, I was making over the summer that I just had being locked inside before I started my new job with Hamilton.
Yeah.
All of that stuff I'm really excited to release that. It's really digging into my Samoan roots. That the new stuff is good. Keep an eye out for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And when you're not making music, do you have fun things that you get up to in that spare time?
I am ashamed to admit that I don't think I do.
Oh.
I don't think I do have hobbies because all I want to do and all I make time for is music and my family. I really love it and it keeps me happy, and I actually get quite anxious if I'm not working on it.
Yeah.
So my hobby and my work has become the same thing for me.
I guess that's
I love it.
Great. It's the perfect thing, the perfect life.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nobody has a perfect life.
I hope so. Well, I'm striving to get there.
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of your future plans, what do you think is on the way?
Look, if I don't believe in me, no one will. I do think big things are coming for me. I look forward to getting back to LA. And, rekindling all those flames the little fires that I was lighting while I was there.
Yeah.
Throughout 2019 and 2020. So that's definitely back on the cards.
Oh yeah, that's exciting. And in terms of songs, do you know of any that you can tell us about that are coming up?
Not yet. I don't want to ruin it. But there's heaps, and there's a huge variety too. Like, there's lots of dance and ballad and love, angry and sassy. Yeah. Heaps. So excited.
Yeah. Well, as long as there is stuff coming, that's all we need to know. Then we can get excited.
Oh yeah, plenty.
Yeah. Well, where are we able to find your music everywhere if we'd like to have a listen to it?
Oh, for sure. Find me everywhere. iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, SoundCloud, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, right here, speaking to you. Everywhere.
Yeah. There's no excuse not to listen to you then, because you've taken over the world.
And on my website, you can find all of my songs for free.
Yeah.
You can download it for free, as well as my merch and any upcoming gigs and stuff that we have going along.
And what is that website link for everyone interested?
Yep. My website is www.kirrah.com.au.
Nice. Well, thank you very much for joining us on the show today. It's been great having you here today.
Thanks so much, Toby. Really appreciate your time.